Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining this weekly's coaching call. So today, before I get into the questions, I just wanted to go over a software that I leverage for really um, getting in front of the ideal prospect. So I want to talk about email marketing. Now, a lot of people believe that it doesn't work, and usually it's because of a couple of different reasons. One, it could be the message that they're using is off. Two, it could be the product that they're using is off. And then three, it's the way that they're using that product. So the system that I really employ that really works and why it works, I'm really going to get into that, is number one, it's the messaging. So the system that I use is very effective. I have no problem getting in front of ideal prospects, and for the most part, neither do my clients, is because of the system that I employ. And what it's really based on is the messaging, right? We call it direct response marketing or copywriting or sales in written form. And the best copy, the best messaging, the best sales in written form, that information that you communicate to your prospect comes from the market. It comes from your prospects. So if you do a great job of really understanding who you're marketing to, who that individual is, or who that business is, or who that ideal function is, and really focus and keep the topic about the problems that they are having in relation to your products or services that you are solving, you will have an unfair advantage. Okay, that's number one. The second part of it is, in regard to email marketing, is you can't come off salesy, and you must really make sure that you follow up. Okay, now with the email marketing, it's very difficult to follow up, right? So if you email blast from MailChimp or from ActiveCampaign 100 ideal prospects or your top 100, chances are maybe only 3% of them are even going to open the email, right? And of the 3% of that, 100, so let's say 30 of them open the email, maybe another 10, if you're lucky, are even interested or in a buying mode for your services. So what you need to do is you need to be able to follow up with that other 70 who did not open it, or maybe follow up with the 30 who did open it who did not respond. Okay, so I know it's very difficult to do that, right? How are you going to stay on top of and manually follow up with individuals until they respond to you via email? Well, that's what I'm going to show you guys and really get into today. So there's a tool called Woodpecker, and these guys are amazing. So it's woodpecker.co, and I am an affiliate with Woodpecker, so I'll share that link with you guys, or you can just go to woodpecker.co. I obviously don't make a lot of money off of these guys. They do have a 14 free trial, a 14-day free trial. And what's really powerful about Woodpecker is how simplistic it is and how you can really leverage follow-up email. So what you guys are looking at here is what's called a LinkedIn follow-up, and I just clicked in and went into the campaign. And what you guys see is, I have 1,400, a little over 1,400 prospects in this current campaign. I actually have to add more. And you can see that the product has actually sent out 475 emails so far, and they have all been delivered. They have a very low bounce rate, and the reason why is because unlike MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, HubSpot is probably another one, all of these email marketing platforms, for the most part, they send all of the emails at once. So if you dump in a list of 2,000 plus accounts, they send every email at the exact same time through their server, through their exchange. And what happens is that these email boxes, especially for corporations and small businesses, they're very sophisticated. So they add these servers to their blacklist. So most of your emails go into spam anyway. So these big these MailChimp's ActiveCampaigns, they have to keep switching their servers to try to make sure that your emails get pushed through. What I like about Woodpecker is that, number one, it sends it from my exchange. It sends it from my actual email address. It sends it from my actual email server, I should say. So all of the majority of my emails are going into my prospect's inbox. It's not hitting spam. And the way that they do that is they only allow you to send, no more than, 50 to 150 emails per day. So it's a very, very slow drip campaign. What's cool about that is that you don't have to add an unsubscribe button to this email, because I'm not sending a bulk spam email. I'm actually sending one email to one person at a time. So just think, if you were manually sending an email to 10 people, why would you put in an unsubscribe link if you're not email blasting them, or it's not a mailing list? You're just emailing them one time saying, hey, I would love to talk to you about your business. I think I can help, basically. So that's what's pretty awesome about Woodpecker. Now, another thing that I really like about this, so I'm going to hit the edit mode, is that you can pre-populate the messages that you want to send to these individuals. And not only can you pre-populate, you can put in the daily limit of how many emails you want to send. You can personalize the email. So if you're uploading a CSV, and it has, first name, last name, company name, email address, blah, 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 you can input that into the actual email address. So even though I'm using a template messaging to send out to my prospect list, on their end, because I put in, their name and some personal data, to them, it looks like I'm just emailing to them. And of course, my messaging is very, very non-salesy. It's very conversational. And, it's like, I'm just sending an email to them. Now, the real power comes into play is if they don't respond to my email, I can set a limit as when I want the next email to be sent. So you can see here, follow-up, email 2, no sooner than after 2 days from the previous email unless the prospect replies to the previous email, which means that if I send out 150 of these and only 10 people respond, 2 days from now, it's going to send another message that I pre-populated to the other 140. And when individuals respond to this email, it comes directly into my email box. And I'm going to show you how we can check that in the email box other than, coming back, other than checking in our email box, which can be cluttered and you may miss emails. So again, if they don't respond to that second email, I then am able to follow up 5 days later with another canned message. And this, my friends, is very, very, very powerful, because a lot of individuals may actually be interested in your services, but because they get busy, you get busy, you never follow up, okay? So what you see here is, you can see, it's sent out, email 1 to 1460, 893 people opened the email. 3 of them replied, 3% replied, which is great. Now, we sent out 1399, the second email, and that went to 1378 people, and you can see 51% of them opened it, right, which is still a great rate, and 146 of them responded, right? So you can see it's going to continue. You can see here that it delivered already. A little over 1,000 people got the third email, and another 477 opened that one, and another 85 responded, and we still have 157 to send out to. And you can see here, it's basically going to keep updating. So if anyone responds to this third one, they will not get this message here to send out. So you can see it's constantly updating, constantly updating. What I'm also able to do is I'm also able to tag individuals. So you can see here with the happy face, 77 people are interested in my services. How powerful is that? I now have a list of 77 people who have identified themselves as my ideal candidate, who have told me that they're interested in my campaign. 127 people said, not right now, maybe later. And 99 or a little over 7% told me that they were not interested. Right? And you can see these are just big numbers. You can really see this, how you're doing. what I really like about this is once you go to the top, I can go to inbox. So now what I can do is I can go down to interested. I can see all of the emails of the individuals who said they were interested. I can see all the emails of the individuals I tagged as maybe later. And you can see up here is where I can tag them. I can even change them. So if I want to reach out to this guy again, I can turn him back to active and he'll get the next email. If someone cusses me out and says, hey, you're a loser, stop reaching out to me, I can change them to blacklisted and I'll never, reach out to them again. If I do want to bulk email this list later on, and I'll get into that a little bit. So what I'll normally do is I'll go to my inbox and I'll go to unmarked. And that basically means I did not identify an interest level for these individuals. And then we'll go down to Van Willis and hey, Mike, other programs in place currently and stacked. Feel free to reach out in October or November as we plan for 2018. Thanks. So I'll tag him as maybe later. Dan, I actually spoke to Dan. I just, on purpose preferred not to remove him. Hey, Michael, just saw this email. It ended up in my spam filter for some reason. I'm on my way up to NYC this morning and we'll be in meetings until Tuesday night. I'll hit you on the text as soon as I know my schedule for this trip. Also want to figure out which parts of my team should be involved with the meetings. Talk soon. So this is someone that I already spoke to and I just didn't remove him from my campaign because I don't mind tapping people that I know are going to move forward with me. So I'm just marking interested. Mike, I responded to your LinkedIn email. Thank you for the offer, but I'm not interested. Boom, not interested. Dwayne Webster. We are an ISP. We do very little managed services. That doesn't mean that you cannot use my services. So I think I'm going to change him to active and reach out to him. I responded to him manually, so I'll wait till I'll check that. But you guys are getting the picture, right? So you can definitely tag these individuals accordingly. Now, what I like about that is now when I go to my prospects, but I like to go into the actual campaign because this gives you better data. When you go into a campaign, then click prospects and click on all prospects. Now I have the ability to look at and show only the interested individuals. And that you can see actually the stats change up here according to what filter you have on. But you can see it gives you the time when you last responded to them, their email address, their name, how many emails they sent, and their status. Now what I've done is if someone like this guy, he responded and said that he was interested. And I may have responded to him and say, hey, Abby, here's my online calendar, feel free to put some time on my calendar. And if he never got back to me, I can tell like, oh, Abby, he never got back to me. So I'm gonna change him back to active and I'm gonna have the system follow up with him again. And you can actually see a list of activity of him actually opening up my emails and things like that. So you can see the entire activity. What's also cool about this is that you can select all of the prospects who are actually interested or maybe later, and you can extract them as a CSV, and then you can put them on, a nurturing list where you may want to put them on your monthly newsletter. You may want to notify them when you're doing blogs or when you have special, special products or services or promotions that they may be interested in. So this is how you leverage Woodpecker. Let me know if you guys have any questions around this. And again, I'll send you guys a link where you can sign up for this. It's very, very inexpensive. It's $50 per month per email. And, the UI and all of the things that you can do with this tool is phenomenal. And it's still at that price. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. And if you guys do decide to move forward, let me know how it works for you and how you leverage it. All right, talk soon. Oh, wait, I think we have a question. Hey, Troy, if I see you online, if you have a question, just put it in the chat box and we can go ahead and get your questions answered. All right. Let's see here. Troy's question. That's kind of cool how I can do this. No worries, Troy, for being late. Did you have any questions, or I just went over Woodpecker and how to leverage it a little bit better. All right, awesome. All right, guys. So I'll send out the recording, and feel free to reach out if you guys have any questions. Talk soon.